breaking. This is WTVA News at 6.
Right now at 6, it's a battle for local farmers against the clock. We have the facts on why so many are late planting their crops this year.
Plus, the U.S. Marshal's Office confirms a search is underway to find a couple wanted in Union County. These stories and much more are straight ahead. Good evening to you. I'm Emily Leonard in for Terry Smith.
And I'm Sonia Walls. Thanks for joining us tonight for WTVA News at 6 o'clock. Well, continuing coverage tonight, it is a race against time for many North Mississippi farmers. Persistent rain continues to push back the planting season to the point where every dry minute counts. WTVA's Susan Parker joins us live with the latest.
We all know farmers have to battle Mother Nature, but this is getting ridiculous. Wet conditions and more rain are causing serious delays in planting, and for some farmers, a change of plans. Chickasaw County farmer Bobby Carnathan has much to do and little time to get it done.
Well, it's just been hard every day, just trying to get something done, having to move around so much, trying to find the dry spots.
Now is the time when farmers would like to be cutting this wheat. The problem is they still have planting to do, and with more rain on the way, it just means more delays.
Well, it's just putting it further delayed on getting it harvested. It's just one of those years that Mother Nature.
A fast pace is the only way to get the job done on this day. It rained this morning in a different field. A change of location was hoped to make the most use of their time, but what they see in the distance is not encouraging. It's bad enough that the rain keeps them out of the fields, but all that moisture is doing something else. It's making the grass grow.
Well, we had to spray this particular farm one time with Roundup to kill the weeds down because the rain just kept making them grow.
The crop dusting season got off to an early and rapid start for pilot Jerry Webb.
Probably done a third more than I normally do by this time of the season. I mean, everything's got to be done in a timely manner or it doesn't get done. And you just got a window there when you can plant certain crops. So it becomes critical to get it burned off as quickly as you possibly can and get something in the ground growing.
Carnathan is working to do just that, as are other members of his family. Time is definitely running out. Now, Carnathan intended to plant corn originally, but he had to switch to soybeans. Now, the problem with doing that, the later you wait, the lighter the yields. For now, we're live in Tupelo. Susan Parker, WTVA News.
New information tonight. U.S. Marshals confirm a door-to-door search is underway in Maywood, California for Janet and Ramon Barreto. The couple is wanted in Union County for child neglect, child abuse, manslaughter, and tampering with a witness. Janet Barreto was added to the U.S. Marshals 15 most wanted list in June. The couple was arrested in Union County in May 2008, but disappeared after making bond. The Barretos were last known to be living in California. Anyone with any information is asked to contact the U.S. Marshal's Office at their number 1-800-336-0102.
One person has been airlifted from the scene of a traffic accident on Highway 32. This happening in Chickasaw County. A Mississippi Highway Patrol spokesperson says a car collided with a log truck near Ross Hill around 4 this afternoon. Initial information says the car veered across the center line and the driver of the log truck drove into a ditch trying to avoid the collision. The car hit the rear axle of the truck. The accident remains under investigation.
3 men are convicted of illegal turkey hunting following an investigation by the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks in Yalobusha County. Officials say Jeffrey C. Reeves, Randall A. Byford, and Anthony C. Davis all pleaded guilty to hunting turkeys during the closed season. Reeves also pleaded guilty to hunting from a public road and killing 10 wild turkey hens. Byford also entered a plea to possession of wild turkeys taken unlawfully. All 3 men were ordered to serve 10 days in the county jail and pay fines and assessments. Investigators say the 3 had worked together to poach turkeys for the last 8 years.
The National Transportation Safety Board says a plane that crashed in Alcorn County last September was due to parts of the engine were improperly assembled or damaged parts were used during that assembly. Now the pilot, Ron Noland, and his wife were flying a Cessna 150 from Atlanta to Memphis September 21st, 2012 when the engine quit. Noland attempted to land in a soybean field in the Hinkle community, but the plane overturned. The couple had only minor injuries, thankfully. Now, in the report, investigators say Nolan reported hearing a loud noise from the engine during the flight and the engine quit. The report says investigators believe the engine stoppage was the result, again, of improper assembly techniques or reuse of worn or damaged parts.
Columbus School District Superintendent Martha Liddell has been fired. The action came Monday in a 3-2 vote of the school board. No interim superintendent was named. Controversy has surrounded Liddell after questions were raised about her use of district funds and personnel for a private party and excessive travel. Liddell said she reimbursed the school district and had done nothing wrong. Liddell was named superintendent in June 2012.
The Alabama Board of Education released a list of failing schools today. 78 schools are on the list. One of the schools that made the list in our coverage area, Pickens County High School. Now, Alabama Superintendent of Education, Dr. Tommy Bice, released the list this morning in accordance with the School Accountability Act. Dr. Bice said the list is not reflective of the actual progress being made in many of the schools.
If we don't use improvement in growth as part of the formula, that we could end up with schools on the list that actually, in most cases, would not be considered failing. Regretfully, we're not able to add that to the list, and legally, I'm unable to remove a school from the list, even though they've shown improvement. And providing
now, the list originally was set to include the bottom 10%, but lawmakers later changed it to the bottom 6%, and that's being called a controversial move. New tonight at 6, Monroe County and Smithville leaders now have a plan in place for the development of land that was used for the temporary school.
This comes 2 years after the deadly EF5 tornado that devastated the town of Smithville. As WTVA's Drew Powell reports, the wheels are in motion to attract new jobs to that area.
As each day passes, more trailers are being hauled away, where the Smithville Temporary School once stood on land owned by the Monroe County Board of Supervisors. Having the school at that location has benefited the county, as plans call for the land to be transformed into a fully operational industrial park.
You know, we hope that us having the campus there has, upped the I guess, attractability of that site for a future business there in Smithville.
The property is now ready for construction, and both the town of Smithville and the Monroe County Board of Supervisors are working to market the land for small business development.
We're putting all of our ducks in a row and getting it all lined up to where we'll be able to show this piece of property for not only one but several different type of light industries.
And one of the benefits that the Smithville Industrial Park offers to a potential new business or to potential new businesses is that the majority of the infrastructure is already here, which would make it less expensive for a new business to come in and set up shop.
It'll save several $1,000s just on the piping and the infrastructure with water and sewer will save several $1,000s. And also removing the topsoil and getting your compaction rate on your soil to be able to pour a slab. This has already been done. And that makes things a lot cheaper.
Once new businesses come in, and with the school reopening at the original site, a major piece to the recovery will be in place.
The quicker we get jobs back in town, like we had before the tornado, the quicker we're going to see different aspects of recovery take place.
Town leaders are optimistic more jobs in different fields will be created after the land is marketed to several smaller businesses as opposed to just one large business. In Smithville, I'm Drew Powell, WTVA News.
A road entrance, a park, and landscaping are also in the future plans for that industrial park. All right, well, coming up, it's a summer camp tradition for Boy Scouts in Northeast Mississippi.
And we'll take you to this annual event at Camp Yakina to see what these scouts are learning. That and more coming up after the break.
And plus, we're talking about the lessening rain chances. That's right, rain potential finally going down for the next couple days, though it doesn't go completely away. We'll have details here in a couple of minutes. Our hour forecast, though, this evening watches that 20% chance and coverage out there diminish to pretty much nothing later on tonight, which means a dry evening on the way. But, Jim, it's that time of year. You know, we have to track those couple of showers. We'll tell you whether or not the impacts of sporting events in a couple minutes.
All right, Matt, keep on tracking. Mississippi State's baseball team doesn't play another game until Friday. That is probably a good thing for Diamond Dog fans. They'll have a few days to settle their nerves. Another one-run come-from-behind victory last night for MSU. We're going to recap that win and much more later in sports. WTVA News at 6 continues after this.